Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of How To with ATB. Now, the last episode I did on this actually was kind of a while ago, and it got a reasonable amount of views. It wasn't my best performing video, but it got enough views to where I was happy with it. And I think the video itself is actually pretty funny. And I want to do another video like that again. So in today's video, we're going to do a video titled How to Not Be Toxic on the Internet. Now, these are very valid steps if you want to be a happy person on the internet. And I think it goes without saying, but this might just be the greatest video in the history of the internet. And don't argue with me there. If you do, then I will dox you and swat you. So, in today's video, we're going to go over every step. And hopefully, you're happier by the end of this video. So, number one, and I think the step is very simple to follow. Don't install Twitter. Are we getting that? Don't install Twitter. Now, Twitter is where all happiness goes to die. You go to Twitter if you just got divorced and for some reason you want to be even more angry. Because Twitter is just the saddest, most angry place on the internet. You can't have fun on Twitter. You need to have an argument on Twitter for you to be normal. And I know you might think to yourself, I can easily go through Twitter. It's not hard, but you're wrong. You're wrong, you're lying to me, and you're lying to the whole world. And in that reason, I think you should kill yourself. Twitter is where all fun goes to die. You cannot have fun on Twitter. Twitter is without a doubt the worst possible place to go if you're trying to brighten the mood, because all you're going to find is either ISIS beheading videos, you're going to watch people committing suicide, you're going to watch a Meowba riding a dead Technoblade's penis. Like, there's a bunch wrong with Twitter that I personally wouldn't recommend. Now, is there a good part of Twitter? No. Number two, don't install Reddit. Now, this is a very simple step. Just don't install it. It's not an extremely unhappy place, but there are places that are so unhappy there that once you go there, you just, it's kind of like a Dementor's kiss. Some parts of it are really good, but some parts of it are worse than death itself. Because, yes, the Dementors, they secure Azkaban, but also, if you get anywhere near them, they will give you the Dementor's kiss, which is apparently a fate worse than death. You can enjoy Reddit as a whole if you never go on certain parts of it, but parts of it like Reddit 50/50, hentai, like there's so many of it that once you've gone through it one time, you'll never be the same ever again. You will see the world differently, and you will be suicidal until the day you die, which will probably be from suicide. Number three, don't install YouTube Kids. Now, I know what you're thinking to yourself, but what if I have a kid and I need to show them YouTube Kids? It doesn't matter. Regular YouTube is far better than YouTube Kids will ever be, because at the end of the day, YouTube Kids is just a cesspool. You see, while your kid may enjoy YouTube Kids, if you watch YouTube Kids, either one of two things will happen. Number one, you look at it and say, what are you watching? Don't ever watch it again. Because most of the YouTube Kids videos are what we call Elsagate, which is pretty much just a bunch of full-grown men and women dressing up as superheroes and supervillains and doing fetish-related things. And because they're dressed up as superheroes, it gets views, it gets attractions, and it gets promoted by YouTube. That's how it is. As weird as YouTube Kids is, that's just how it is. And it's more popular than YouTube itself at this point, probably, with things like CoComelon. Also, another thing, number two, you'll probably look at YouTube Kids and think to yourself, these are full-grown men. I am so sad with the world. Like, seriously, if you ever see a full-grown man dressing up as Spider-Man, you know the world has come to an end. So don't install YouTube Kids either, because that'll also just make you unhappier and probably more toxic. Number four, delete the internet. You don't really need the internet nowadays. I'm sure you'd be much happier if you just got a fishing rod and you went fishing every Saturday. Without the internet, you'd probably be a much happier person. So in order to be less toxic on the internet, you need to, in result, just not have the internet in general. Because if you do, then your life is only going to get harder and harder from there, and it's only going to get more scummier and scummier from there, which I'm sure most of us could do without. And number five, your final step to being a happy person on the internet. Oh wow, I have something in my throat. Number five, don't follow Keemstar. Keemstar is where all, love goes to die, I guess. You go to Keemstar's Twitter page to see him get mad at things that no one should humanly get that mad at. And it's It's ridiculous type stuff he can get mad at. Like, he'll get mad at this guy because he accidentally said poopy butt 5 years ago. And then when people try to say, Keemstar, you've done the same thing. You called Alex the word. Keemstar would just be like, but that was a long time ago. Despite what that guy said was also a long time ago. And Keemstar claims that he's a freedom of speech lover and he loves freedom of speech. And then he goes on to tell Etika to why live and jump off a bridge. Keemstar is a great guy, am I right? I'm not, oh god, I just realized I brought up Etika. That's not good. That's not, that's not good. But, I'm not saying, it was a joke, okay? It was a joke. Now I'm done, alright? I'm done. I'm done.